leaders going to different countries and they'd go out and make fools of themselves. Like old Janet Yellen, the big thing on the news when she come back from China was that they fed her psychedelic mushrooms and she didn't even know it. You know? It was just a
Everything
normal
seemed,
day. I ate some mushroom soup and seen green elephants. I mean,
yeah, hallucinated. Everything
yeah,
normal, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Today we have the Ron's Basement secret weapon on the show. The man who's bold enough to predict the price of gold, silver, and platinum. And he's been quite accurate in the past. Buddy Rumble, the Louisiana gold guru. Welcome back to Ron's Basement.
Thank you, Ron. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back talking to your listeners and viewers and all the gold and silver and platinum gurus or wannabe gurus or stackers. I'm glad to be back today.
Yeah, and we're seeing some great action lately in the price of gold and silver in particular. A while back, you talked about the potential for a very high price for silver by the end of the year. Do you have an update for us on your thoughts on silver? Let's say on January 1st.
January, I'm thinking I'm kind of thinking probably 29, 30. It's if you look at if you look back a year ago today on silver we was I don't know, 17 something, maybe 18. I can't remember. Somebody out there probably knows. But so if you look at today, silver setting at 25.14 this morning, starting out at the gate with the American Stock Exchange, or New York, you know what I'm talking about, the American side. It trades all night long, but and then gold at 20.55, or now I think it was started out at 20.49, and then platinum 20.49, or not 20. Platinum's at 9.40 something. But if you look at those prices last year at this time, gold was 1,800 something like that come December 1st, and now we're setting with gold at what it is now today. I think especially the silver 25. We're looking to see 30 by January, or January 1st. You're going in the 3rd, 4th, 5th of January. I'd say we'd see that.
And a lot of people say that the silver price in particular, this $30 level, that once we get to $30, $32, $33 per ounce in silver, that for all intensive purposes, that's actually a new all-time high. That, sure, in 1980, silver got to 50. Sure, in 2011, it got to 50. But those were really dramatic, very short-term spikes up in the price. So from a technical perspective, there weren't a lot of people who bought silver at $50 an ounce. Very few people, and very, very, very few people who still own it. But there's a lot of people that have bought in this 20, 25 range, millions of people. And as silver continues to move up above 30, they aren't going to be selling their silver. But that really, for all intensive purposes, we will be in new all-time high territory.
Well, you know what I really think? I think we're seeing the new time lows. Silver probably going to be the 30 is going to be the low. That's the lowest it'll go. Maybe 29, 28. Like we was talking at the beginning of summer. Gold's all-time new low was 1,900. I think it dipped 1,850, but still, I think that's where we're going to see where it falls back to in the bad times. And I think that's what you'll see with silver. Is that
let me interject. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because I think we agree on this, but maybe we don't agree on this. But are you saying that, let's say $1,800 gold, like we had back on October 6th, just almost 2 months ago, that in some ways that 1,800 price that we had just 2 months ago, that could have been like a new all-time low. Like that could have been a crash if you consider it within the context of the fact that there's so many that the
Yes.
environment has changed, that from a monetary perspective, a fiscal perspective, a geopolitical perspective, a money printing perspective, however you want to say it, that in this new environment with all these factors being considered, that 1800, that was the crash.
That's
that
what I'm
was
saying. That's what I'm
okay.
saying. That was the crash. You know, if I'm remembering right, um, the crash was kind of around when the Gaza Strip, or not Gaza, the Gaza, Israel's invasion from the Gaza or the Hamas. If I
Mm-hmm.
remember right, that was kind of right in there, and then right afterward, it started going back up again. If I
Yeah.
remember right.
Yeah. 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 It was October 6th was the low. And October 7th was when Palestine and Israel,
Yeah.
when that situation exploded.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, I don't know, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you might look into that kind of stuff. But I don't know. But I think what we're seeing today, looking back past a year ago and beyond a year ago, you know, gold could go down to as low as I think 1,200 an ounce, and now for at least for a year now, uh, it's not gone below 1,800, you know, or you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
month or two here there, but I mean, I think we're seeing the bottom of what gold and silvers can be, and I think after the first of the year, silver will see 29-30 dollars. You know, even at its worst here, we was getting down to 22. But look what it was over a year ago on silver. You know, 16 something, 17. And then it
Yeah.
started raising, but it wasn't raising as fast as what gold was. But I think we're going to see 30 come first of the year. You know,
Yeah.
I really do believe that.
Yeah. And when you look at it, if you focus in on silver in particular, just the confluence of factors going on right now from a supply demand perspective, the
Yeah,
mines are producing less silver every year. There's been no investment in new projects or minimal investment, capital investment in the silver
right,
sector.
right.
And when you look at the demand profile for silver, from solar, from electric vehicles, from everything, and then you factor in something that's very important, right? And this is true for gold as well, that in the West, we've had investors on a net level selling silver, right? People are taking money out of the ETFs. People are selling silver. If if people stop, for lack of a better way to say it, hating silver, they don't need to start loving it. They just need to stop hating it so much. I'm not talking about you and I, because we love
Right,
silver,
right.
but
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Well,
the general investment community, we've already done very well, right? $25 silver. Look at gold. We're, over $2,000 with gold, and it's hated in the West, right? I guess this to me is a good thing, buddy, because
I
if gold can do this well in an environment where it's hated, what if gold gets to a new all-time high a week from now, 2 weeks, by Christmas, right? I've got $2,100 gold on my Christmas tree. What if we get to a new all-time high while it's being hated, and just a little bit of improvement occurs within the sentiment sector? That could be like, like when a rocket takes off and it goes up, and then there's the second phase. That could be the
uh,
second phase. Sorry, I got passionate about
no,
that.
no, 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 no. I know. You know, I tell you what I see. I watch the markets. You know, you go. I use JM Bullion's app, and I look at it in the middle of the night, or when I'm working, or if I'm during the day, or whatever. And I've kind of noticed, once gold leaves the U.S. stock markets and it goes overseas, then in the middle of the night, it starts going up, going up. And then when it hits the US markets in the morning, like what it started about an hour ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, it comes down. It seems like the Americans are trying to suppress it. It wants to go, it wants to fly in the foreign markets. That's what I'm seeing, or I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And the same with silver. Um, so
Well,
I
buddy,
think,
that's because the foreign markets are draining the West of all of our silver and gold.
and we're
And
too
you can
stupid
list,
here in the West
yeah.
to be fighting for it. You know, we're trying to let it go, and that's crazy. We're losing our wealth.
Well, and I don't, maybe it's also the case that they're trying to keep the price suppressed because, you know, the whole story that the gold and silver are competition to the US dollar.
It is that
So,
well,
so,
that's true.
so
But I
what's
mean,
that note?
fiat ain't worth a damn.
Right.
You know,
So they're trying to keep the price down. But in the process of doing that, they're cutting off their nose despite their face, right?
yeah,
The reality is, I mean, at some point the gig is up, and China and India and Russia and Saudi Arabia, they have all the gold and silver, you know.
yeah.
I mean, right?
Well,
I don't know.
I guess you know, but I mean, you look in the news. I mean, there's always something, a new article about this country wanting to join BRICS, or BRICS is, or there's a country that's doing away with the US dollar. They're not going to use it as reserves, or this country's
Hmm.
trading with this country because with their own dollars. So I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's like we got people asleep at the wheel,
Yeah.
and that's running our country. We're
Because we've
heading
got
for
because we've got people asleep at the wheel. I mean,
it's right.
literally. Yeah. I mean, we do. That's the well, and the best we can do is have the courage and the energy to dig into the dirt like we do and to prepare ourselves. Right.
That's
I
right.
mean,
I mean,
that's
and like I said, if you see gold go down to 1900 an ounce, buy it.
yeah.
Right now, platinum 940 something, 948, whatever. That's the buy. You should be buying it and buying platinum.
Hmm.
Silver, if it hits 22, buy.
Yeah.
That's there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be black swans. There's going to be stuff that goes on that causes it to go down. And then with the U.S. trying to manipulate the price down in the other countries, it seems like at night, the gold and the silver flies, and day it comes back to the U.S. and here they are trying to keep it suppressed, just like
Yeah.
its people. So I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Well, you
you
know,
know,
I'm going to take a second and thank everyone who's joining us today, and thank you, buddy, for being here as
right.
well. And ask everyone if you love silver and gold. Buddy and I love silver and gold. If you love silver and gold, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you love Buddy and I's conversation, give it a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Now, Buddy, you and I share a lot in common, and we love our viewers, but we also, I know, are big lovers of romance, right? So as we look to Valentine's Day, which is what,
Yeah.
February 14th, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about gold, right? Who doesn't love gold on Valentine's Day?
That's
If
right.
you had to, if I was forcing you, begging you to make a prediction for what the gold price will be, because your Halloween prediction, as I remember, for gold was spot on. What about the prediction for Valentine's Day for gold? If you're looking to buy gold, silver, or platinum, do yourself a favor and check out Pimbex, the online precious metals bullion dealer and sponsor of Ron's Basement. I was a happy customer before they offered to support the channel. You'll find they have the best prices, quality, and service. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too. And be sure to tell them that you're from Ron's Basement.
21. I'm 21. I'm going on a limb. I'm going to say 2150, but I think I'm kind of going out there on that limb. But I think 35 for silver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm gonna. That's my feelings, and I'm kind of
Your
going out on a limb on that.
feelings, your feelings are important, buddy, but your feelings also tend to have a very uncanny ability to come true. So yeah, there you go. Your feelings
The
are, you've got a supercomputer there on top of those shoulders. Your
yeah,
feelings in the past have had a very high degree of accuracy to them. So 35-ish on silver for Valentine's Day, 2150-ish for gold. We'll be talking to you before then, I'm sure, but we'll see
yeah,
kind of how all that plays out. The other thing that we got coming up next year that you just don't hear a lot of people, especially in the precious metals community, talking about, that I think could have a big impact on the metals prices, is the presidential election. Next year is an election year, and you can rest assured that the powers that be in Washington are going to be doing everything they can to liquidate and juice the U.S. economy, and that's typically very, very bullish for the metals prices as well.
yeah. I don't know. Um, I think there's too many people asleep at the wheel,
Yeah.
especially in the White House. I've got to, I could go with a conspiracy theorist, but I don't want to get us banned on YouTube or demonetized or anything like that. But um, uh, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Well,
But that
I
kind of
I
brings
think
that.
I think that next year is going to bring promise and maybe even material action of all kinds of programs that will require printing of more money. And we know
Yeah,
that when the market gets a whiff of more money being printed, and that's under the best of circumstances. 2024, I've heard Andy Schechtman, um, uh, Peter Grant. I mean, the people that I really respect say 2024 has the makings for some serious uh, volatility type issues to emerge. That
and
could
the precious
also.
metals.
Oh yeah, just or in
Yeah,
general in the economy,
yeah,
that's going to require. The Fed is scared, so we could, and you couple that with it being an election year. I just think we could be moving into a year that's going to be, provide very fertile soil for the silver, gold, and platinum prices.
yeah. I believe so too. But with that said, I mean, we've got a lot of people asleep at the wheel that's in charge of things, and I just I kind of like to keep it 6 months. I like to keep my plans about 6 months in advance or
Yeah.
seven, but there's just I don't know. I just don't want to get too political on it, but I mean, because it can get a lot of people in trouble. So when you start going down the road of what I see and who this and who might get elected or what party might do this and this what might cause, but that's how I look at it. But I just give my predictions or my thoughts,
Okay. Yeah.
my
You keep
opinions. But
keep the details to yourself, right? Keep them
right,
keep them locked
exactly,
up there
yeah,
in the Buddy Rumble supercomputer. Well,
yeah,
buddy, thank
exactly.
you.
That's what, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
um, they've been what have they been talking about? That the Fed's going to ease off here lately. The signs are looking that they're gonna be more dovish, I guess, is what you'd say. Coming first a year, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, is that what you've heard or
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's now, people speculating as to when the Fed will actually need to possibly cut rates next year. So
right?
we'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah.
I think whether they cut rates or even possibly raise rates anymore, the real situation out there is that we're going to have a US dollar, whatever smoke and mirrors they come up with, that whether you look at it from the perspective of the national debt, geopolitically, the bifurcation and the BRICS, no matter how you slice it or dice it, adjust the mirrors, adjust the smoke machines, however you want to do it. The fact is the US dollar is losing value in real terms, right?
Yes.
Maybe against the yen or the euro, it's doing good or up or down, whatever. But in real terms in the world, in terms of what the US dollar will get you, including ounces of silver and gold, that the dollar is going to go down in value. There's no doubt in my mind that's the case. I mean, they've just plundered the country.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
The world's mad at us, the US.
Mm-hmm.
They're really upset. And then we get our politicians or our leaders going to different countries, and they go out and make fools of themselves. Like old Janet Yellen, the big thing on the news when she come back from China was that they fed her psychedelic mushrooms, and she didn't even know it. You know? It was just a
Everything
normal
seemed,
day. I ate some mushroom soup and seen green elephants. I mean,
yeah, hallucinated. Everything
yeah,
normal,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I mean, and then what we got? Bob Menendez. I mean, we had a lot of stuff since last time I've been on. Bob Menendez gets caught taking gold and silver, or not gold and money from Egypt and different countries, and they go into his closet. He's got gold bars sewed into his suit lining.
Yeah. Wasn't trying to hide them. Matt,
That's why I did in Cuba.
right.
Really?
Yeah. Well, and then was it Matt Gaetz on the floor of the Senate, the House, whatever, said, the US dollar's become such a problem at this point, is losing so much value. It's a sad state of affairs that if you want to bribe a Democratic senator, that you can't give him cash. Now you have to actually give him gold bars.
Well, unless you're Joe Biden, unless you're Joe Biden, just send it to your you send it to your brother's bank account. Your son.
Yeah, all right.
I'm sorry. All right. I can't
So
help.
I know. So we're gonna get $35 silver by Valentine's Day, and we're gonna
Yeah,
send
35.
all the basement dwellers will chip in, and we'll send you a nice big bouquet of flowers when that's the case, buddy.
Yeah,
And gold's looking good as well. Um,
yeah.
so good news today. Anything I missed? Anything else you want to mention before we sign
Well,
off?
okay. Over the summer, I started buying platinum because platinum I think is very underrated, and I think
Mm-hmm.
we're going to see, historically platinum up until a couple years ago, platinum has always been about $300 to $500 more than and per ounce than gold. But right now is the buy time for platinum. I think that that platinum, buy it, and then when it goes up, trade it for gold. But that's just my thought. Or sell it, whatever you want to do with it. But I wouldn't hold on to it forever. But I think that's where your
There's
next.
more juice. There's more
Yeah,
juice in the
yeah.
platinum limit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, but
Okay.
and now for the last 2 months I've been buying lead. So I think that's there's a lot of problems going on in the United States. Our southern border, our migrants up there. They get up to Chicago and it's I say it's mucho frio up here, and now we're gonna leave and go. you know, but I think we're gonna have some problems in the United States. I think within the next 9 months, we're gonna have to protect some things. I mean, I might be wrong, but it just don't look good.
Okay.
The crime is up. Um, these they was flash mobbing in certain areas. They was flash mobbing these stores and stuff, and so they started shutting them down. And now they're flash mobbing UPS trucks and FedEx trucks, and breaking open as the truck stopped at a stoplight. They're there's going to be some unrest, I think. And so
Mm.
I was just saying that the fourth metal is going to be
Is
lead. I
going to
think,
be an important one.
yeah, I think, I think that, if you want to protect the first three, your gold, your silver, your platinum, you're going to need to have a little bit of lead. And
I gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the fourth metal. Everybody needs to kind of, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm really not, but I just, coming from law enforcement, security, um, I think that, that I'm seeing it. It's getting dangerous out there.
It's getting ugly out there. Yep. Nope. That
Yeah.
makes sense. So gold, silver, platinum, lead, buddy. Thank you for joining us today on behalf of everyone who's joining us right now and
All right.
and benefiting from your wisdom and your predictions. We'll be looking forward to talking to you next time and seeing how the
Well, let's revisit this about, let's say, January 15th, to see where we're at. We're almost December, so
yeah.
45 days. Let's see where gold and silver's at.
Okay. That
And
sounds good.
um let's do that, and that way there, we'll see, because originally I predicted 30 by 30 silver would be 30. I never really said too much about gold, but I predicted by Christmas or first of the year,
January
or
1st.
silver would be 30. So let's see if it hits that, and if I've got egg on my face. I hope I don't get egg on my face, not because I don't want to be looked at as stupid or anything, but I like the idea of that gold and silver going up.
Yeah.
That helps everybody.
It does. It
I
does.
want
And
to see everybody prosper.
we're rooting for you and because we all are share that interest in the silver price going up, and it will happen. And hey, we'll see if it happens by New Year's, buddy. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, well,
And
thank you, Ron.
we'll see you next time.
And remember, like, share, and subscribe for Ron's Basement. Get him out there.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.